Yukio Tachiyabana again, so another great single target assassin, and hopefully that's not going to be the case for Maiden Pride. They need to do everything they can in this game too.
I think this is pretty much it. You know, again, just everything is on the line at this point. You lose, you're out of this one. So I think that the biggest thing is just playing that comfort hero that you will, you know, just go to the ends of the earth with. You will die with, so to speak, because this is the most comfortable hero you've got. I do like Major Pride's lineup. I think they have a good chance. Everyone's kind of playing that the heroes that they're kind of familiar with, but it's all about execution at this stage.
Yeah, we just got to really hope that Kinesis is able to master this early this time around. We had some really good plays, but with the, like, she has the ability to block projectiles, right? But we saw many times that Quazia was able to bait that ability first before she was even able to use it. So I think we just need to see that part of the playstyle for Kinesis change for it to make it to be a successful pick.
Yeah, I mean, potentially we'll have to see. Quasari did a great job. I mean, you talk about the whole baiting pieces, and Kinesis didn't have the greatest of games. He needs to really step up this game. I think that there's more pressure going into this one, considering the fact that they need that damage dealer, somebody that can back up Olimsky, who's just going to be running at you and potentially doing some damage there.
Yeah, I really hope that they're able to kind of put themselves back into this race, get back on the saddle. We see that Shizuki is going back for the Charlotte, which we saw yesterday. It was a fantastic performance onto the Charlotte. The team that they were against was nowhere near to the caliber of next Ruya, in my opinion. But we'll see how Shizuki's able to navigate and go into the backlines with this Charlotte. But hey, a little bit of engage, a little bit of trading here, trying to just make sure that these farm lane heroes are able to get enough resources above the rest.
Yeah, a small little play there by Bob, who actually blocked the cannon blast, ensuring that the pheasant or the Firehawk was going to be killed and secured by Quasari. Just, it's the small things that really just kind of help your team along. And look at this net worth. It's starting to grow. Next, Ruya just finding, again, just any sort of farm on the map and taking it away from MP. And it looks like the Blazing Brilliance onto Atixi. It looks like he's going to be knocked up and he's going to be killed. And Shisui makes the rotation, gets first blood. That's a nice one for him.
Yeah, very nice one. I think it would have been a little bit of a intentional death there if the death on Sunset came through for Liz. They kind of had to just call their... just basically end their losses there. They were pretty much caught in the camp of the Overlord. We saw that Yukio was trying to dash over the wall. It didn't quite make the cuts. So, unfortunately for the side of NRX, they were able to kind of capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, you slam into the wall. It's like, oops, I kind of messed up a little bit. It does happen to the best of us, but unfortunate there. And now it looks like, again, the net worth lead neck and neck at this point. But, okay, let's talk a little bit more about this mid lane here. Who are you giving the edge to? Ryu on the Yuan or Red on the Angela here?
I mean, going into team fights, both of these have different utilities, right? Angela is going to be basically from a very far distance with the Blazing Brilliance, just being able to position herself very correctly. The CC immunity is also going to stop the utility of any stuns coming through, any knockups as well, which is great. But the Hugh Huan, like I said, sustain is incredible on this hero. And she's able to get the knockups as well, go untargetable. It's hard to call, right? But I'm probably going to give the edge to Hugh Huan.
Okay, all right. Putting more pressure on Ryu, but you know, I like it. I think that he's, you know, he's the guy for this one, right? Really needs to step up. I think that he's gonna have, you know, like Red is kind of, if you have good support in the sense of people just kind of providing a lot of, you know, a distraction, so to speak, I think you're going to have a much better time. But Quasari here gets the Tyrant here. The Umbrella Outburst is going to be off the mark. Olimsky trying to get over the wall. He does, but he walks into, it looks like it's going to be, he's going to go straight down for that one. Olim is down for the count. Unfortunate for him.
You can kind of see what they were going for there, yeah? Kashi Batir was able to activate Think Inside the Box, but nobody was inside the box. No, everyone was thinking outside the box, which is a good thing normally, right?
Yeah, I've done that, so it's kind of embarrassing too. When you do think inside the box and you completely whiff, and you're like, ah,
a little bit of PTSD coming back there for you all there. It's like, oh no, I've been here before.
Sometimes I just let it go because, you know, I'm just going to rock the shame. You know, I'm going to love it. But the Blazing Brilliance doing a lot of damage. Bobnet is going to back off. He's going to be fine.
I mean, talking about rocking the shame, do you put some shades on, but then just cry underneath them? How does that fall?
Oh, no. I just kind of own it. No shades, no need to hide. I just take it, And then that's usually when my teammates report me, usually.
That's when the toxicity comes through, but speaking of coming through here.
Oh, the unbridled outburst. Oh, the thing inside the box does connect just a barely. He does get him, and it looks like Kinesis is going to get the kill here. Kinesis does need to be careful. The Infinite Vastus snipes him down, and he has the ride the win. Continuing on, and he's doing so much damage, but Kashi flashes away, somehow surviving. Quasri, though, very low. It looks like the first in the launch up in the duel to the death, and Olimsky makes a nice rotation and takes the bottom T1.
Yeah, perfect performance there from Olimsky, right? I mean, he almost died to the T1. I think he was kind of hoping that his teammate there in the farm lane was just going to kind of push those minions and then get them into the T1. But, hey, he managed to just take it head on. He was able to just completely defeat that Titan. He's like, I'll take the damage. I'll just do it. Don't worry. Just don't worry. You go back. You go back.
Yeah, and he got it. It was just enough, but again, NR just realizing that, hey, there's a gank going in the bottom lane, the top lane, the Blazing Brilliance. Oh, not enough. Liz is going to get dove on, but Kashi not able to get the kill with the Peacebringer, and it looks like NR somehow survive.
I think it's just because they got great control on these minion waves, right? They're able to just kind of just completely get rid of them before those 3v1s try and take place. And right now, when you've got squishy heroes like the Angela, Motsu doesn't have the most health as well, so it's kind of hard to go with those dives.
Yeah, it is a bit hard at that point. I mean, they timed it. They understood that they're like, hey, we might get ambushed. They barely got away. Again, just the limits to the hero are going to be used. But, oh, the Blazing Brilliance, the Death at Sunset's going to dodge that one. He does finesse himself out of there one. And Liz survives again.
Yeah, this is the kind of the single case use of the Death on Sunset being a great thing. It's not only an offensive ultimate, but it can also be a defensive mechanism as well, being able to just go take to the sky and then keep yourself alive, but then maybe try and rethink where you're going to go. But hey, Blazing Brilliance.
Oh, Atix getting so low. He's going to be killed, and it looks like they have the duel to the death. Alim gets another kill. He's starting to just rack him up. He's 2-2-0, but, he does have the most net worth on his team.
Yes, most net worth on his team, and just about the same amount of net worth as the
Blazing Brilliance.
Bomb.
Not able to do it, but the Infinite Vastness. Quasri stays alive, dodges the Cannon Blast. They have 3, and it looks like Major Pride just forcing it down, just being aggressive. The Cannon Blast is going to be used as well. Kashi misses the Peacebringer. Quasri backs off, but he's going to give up the T1 top.
Blue team has destroyed
Yeah, no piece was bought at that Clash lane there, but what was purchased was that T1 takedown into the Clash lane. But nicely done by Major Pride. They are being very aggressive, and I think that's what they've got to do. It's quite exhausting to be this aggressive all the time, but hey, if this is what the win needs, that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, and if you do that, I mean, if you're going to be aggressive, you're taking away farm. So the game, in a set essence, obviously you got to be spread throughout, and it might be a little bit difficult to, attack on all fronts, but you can dictate where the fights are going to be. And it looks like the next big one is going to be the Tyrant here. This is going to be spotted out by NR. Do they go in for this one? Yes, they get the steal. They get the smite, and Bob somehow gets the steal. The Death at Sunset. Liz gets back to safety as well, and they come out the victors in that one.
Yeah, unfortunately for the side of Major Pride, a little bit of a smite diff. A lot of pressure there when you know Zhang Fei's got that second smite.
Yeah, and it's a huge one, right? It catches them off guard. You only expect one sometimes, and it's actually quite on point, especially if you're like Bob and you're fast fingers and you're able to get those kills or those steals. It's actually huge for Bob.
Yep, so far so good for both of these teams, right? It's a little bit of the same song and dance from game one. We see that Major Pride are a little bit ahead with the kills. Gold has pretty much neutralized right now, but then the neutral objectives and the tower stories are two completely different sides of the coin.
Oh, the Unbridled Outburst pushing Kashi back, but it looks like they're going to turn it around. Quasri's been killed, and Olimsky's got a double. He's got exactly what you wanted in terms of the team fight. The Death at Sunset's going to a little off the mark. Atix gets back to safety. All 5 members from MP still alive, but they've gotten 2 kills. A huge win for Major Pride.
Yep, great performance once more from Olimsky, getting that 4-2-0 KDA so far. He's now ahead of gold of everybody on the Gorge right now, which is a nice place for you to be in. Like I said, you just got to keep maintaining that. But the good thing that's coming through here is obviously the defensive items, as well as this basic attack that's going to now be enhanced, but also slow down your enemy team.
All right, last game, Olimsky did not have the greatest game. I mean, it was an average game. It wasn't the worst, but for Olimsky's standards, a little on the low side. Unbridled Outburst here. He jumps over the wall. He's going to be fine. Liz is going to use the Death at Sunset. He wants to maybe go for this one, but it looks like they're going to group up. They need to be careful with this Tyrant here. They don't want to give it up and are playing it to the wing, to the edge. It looks like the Mortal Tempo is going to keep him. Oh, he does go down in the end. Ryu is going to be killed in MP. This is the opening. They're going to force it down. They're going to look to take this Tyrant, and all NR can do is watch.
Yeah, you can kind of see what NR was trying to do there. They're trying to cut it off, trying to play the Tyrant to the edge of its boundaries. But then Major Pride came through with the Blazing Brilliance. Kinesis getting the takedown onto Ryu was, again, still that aggression. It burns fast, but it's burning bright for Major Pride.
Yeah, and they're finding it, right? This is a different game. MP right now figuring things out, being more aggressive. They've changed it up. They did not like how game one went. They're going to look to do game two their way, which is, of course, being aggressive, sticking together, winning those team fights, which is really not what happened in game one.
No, yeah, we saw a little parts of, like, victories for the side of Major Pride. They were able to take those 1v1s, able to take those kind of, like, uneven team fights, but then when it came to trying to go 5v5, they struggled in game one. But game two is looking a lot harder for them.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder now. I mean, Atix really needs to step up like he did in game one and just carry the game. Not the easiest of things to do, especially against the Titan like Major Pride. But this is one of those things where how do they get back in the game? How do they repeat the success of game one where they were able to come back? This is going to be a much more difficult game because Major Pride does not want to give up any sort of freebies, so to speak. But the Blazing Brilliance, all the Unbridled Outbursts pushing them back, and it will be the end of that fight.
Yeah, that was a nice combo, right? With the Cannon Blast, with the Blazing Brilliance. If it connected a little faster, if they were able to just kind of burst down a little bit more, I think we probably would have saw an engage there from Shizuzki and Olimsky going straight in, because that's where they capitalize, right? When your enemy team are already low as you're going to an engage, Masashi shines and the Charlotte pick shines as well. But it looks like they pushed the T2, maybe going for this Overlord.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take this one. I don't think that they want any sort of action, especially since Olimsky is starting to really pop off. Again, net worth, huge. 8.5, highest in the game. He's definitely controlling, definitely angry, and this is not what you want to see if you're an NR fan.
Yeah, I mean, the Frost Scar Embrace really helps the Masashi build here, especially when you've got slippery heroes on the side of next Ruya, able to slow them down. The more basic attacks you do, it kind of just makes them a little bit harder to get out of those interactions. And Blazing Brilliance coming through once more, giving a lot of pressure onto Bobnet. Again, a Zhang Fei that is not full health is not a scary Zhang Fei.
Yeah, not as scary. I mean, he's still kind of tanky. And I mean, of all of the members of next Ruya, probably you want the Zhang Fei Bob to kind of be tanking those things and doing face checks in the bushes. But sometimes, at some point, he's going to get completely bursted down, right? And Kashi and, Red have a nice little 1-2 punch, and they combo them down, but not able to do it on that one.
Yeah, you can see the Sun Chaser coming through for the Ollie, so this is a perfect time for Kinesis, not at the Crystal to purchase Sun Chaser, but right now, having that Sun Chaser going into this higher ground turret fight could be crucial.
Could be crucial. The Vanguard will be pushing. They're trying. Oh, nice 3-man cannon blast, connecting the Unbridled Outburst, the Infinite Fastness. He wants to go. No, he's going to go defensive. He does a U-turn. He does not want any of that smoke. And it looks like Olimsky is going to be killed, and that's going to be a huge win. But Ryu's been killed in return. Nice thing inside the box. They end up getting something. They've gotten 3 thus far. They're pushing the bottom T3, and are back in the fountain. They're looking to heal. It looks like MP are just going to go a little bit slowly. They're not going to go for the base. They want to go for T3s instead. Looks like they're going to change their attention a little bit, but it's just attracting attention for Shisui to get that mid T3. Now they're going to look to just take out the rest of them, and they do end up killing Bob, and they take the base.